Europe, the 14th century. The 100 Years' War rages on, armies clash, and then peace, or at least temporary truce. Thousands of battle-hardened knights, archers, and foot soldiers suddenly find themselves out of work. Rather than settling back into civilian life, they join forces and roam the countryside, blades in hand, selling their expertise to the highest bidder. These were the free companies, private mercenaries who could be both saviors and scourges, depending on who paid them. When official armies to town, these unemployed warriors were left with few respectable options. Many had known nothing but war and plunder that came with it. Returning to farming or trade seemed dull or impossible by comparison. So they banded together under charismatic leaders, forming well-organized companies with names like the Great Company or the White Company, each forging a reputation for ruthlessness and skill in combat. Nobles soon realized they could hire these mercenaries to bolster their forces without the long-term costs of maintaining a standing army. If you were a beleaguered lord with rebellious vassals or an upstart neighbor eyeing your lands, you could simply pay a free company to do your dirty work. These bands knew siege tactics, cavalry charges, and ambush strategies, as well as any royal army, and they came at a fixed price, assuming they didn't demand more once the fighting was done. But the dark side was evident. In between contracts, free companies had to sustain themselves. That meant raiding villages for food, exacting protection money, and looting towns that couldn't afford to pay. Local populations quickly learned to fear the approach of these ragtag militias as much as they feared foreign invaders. It was an ironic twist. The same mercenaries who might protect you one week could turn into pillagers the next if their coins ran dry. Leaders of these companies, men like Sir John Hawkwood of the White Company, became legends in their own right. Skilled in negotiation, they'd switched allegiances if a rival offered better pay or plunder rights. For them, loyalty lay with the purse, not a king or kingdom. This fluid, profit-driven approach to warfare added a chaos to an already turbulent time, blurring the lines between friend and foe. Over time, as centralized governments grew stronger, mercenary groups became both an asset and liability. Rulers realized that while they could hire these warriors for quick gains, controlling them was another matter. Measures were taken to tame or expel the most notorious companies. Some were drafted into official armies, while others disbanded when large-scale conflicts resumed, giving them fresh employment under royal banners. By the end of the Middle Ages, Europe would move toward more permanent professional armies under royal control, signaling the gradual decline of the free companies. But for a while, these looting protectors roamed the battlefield, offering their violent services to anyone with the gold and leaving a trail of devastation in their wake.